So that kind of leads me to my next sort of question about it then. What is the kind of, and again, I'm just wanting us to be realistic with these players. What is the realistic aspect of getting a full ride scholarship to play college soccer? I mean, it sounds like it is there at some programs, but can you kind of talk about how that works a little bit?
Yes. You cannot only be the best in your little environment and think that qualifies you for a full ride,
Hmm.
because it goes back to what I said earlier. Once you ask for that, then you're going to get compared to a kid from California, a kid from Georgia, a kid from New York, a kid from Florida. And you have to be the best of the best. And basically, some of these opinions are very skewed on what kids think they are, or what their parents think they are, or their peers think, or sometimes even their club coaches think they are.
Yeah.
Um, you will have a hard time finding a top program, Division One,
Hmm.
to get a full ride to right off the bat as a freshman coming out from a US based soccer club.
Okay.
So that is very rare. And the reason being is we only have 9.9 scholarships. So let's round up to 10.
Hmm.
If you have only 10 scholarships and you have 26 players on your roster, you try to spread out the wealth, so to speak. You
Hmm.
cannot run a season just having 10 full ride guys on your team, and then the rest of the guys are on no scholarship. That doesn't give you the right balance.
Yeah.
So you have probably 16, 17, 18 players of your player pool on athletic kind of grant and aid that
Hmm.
is usually spread out. And it could go from 10% over to 50% to 80, 90%.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely helpful for players to know because I don't think they realize that when you spread out that 9.9 that it's not necessarily the same every year either because you have those kids moving from freshman to sophomore to junior, senior, and then you're worried about the next classes coming in. So you guys are really juggling what you have, based on the players that are already there and the kids coming in. So they shouldn't, I don't want them to have that unrealistic expectation of, okay, I'm going to get this full ride. If I don't get that, then I don't want to play. You know what I mean? I want them to
Right.
realize that that
Yeah,
might
of
not
course.
be an option.
I mean, you also have to figure it's very competitive in Division One.
Hmm.
There's so many players. I mean, just US bound players.
Right.
So many players around that want to play Division One. And then you add the foreign player pool to that.
Hmm.
I mean, now you're looking at a tremendous contingency where actually we as coaches, we have to do a tremendous amount of work on looking at videos, going to recruiting events, seeing games, um, where our assistants most of the time get heavily involved in that as well, because we alone as head coaches cannot do that.
Yeah.
And so it's substantial, but the level of competition is so much higher compared to what club is giving you, or compared to what even high school is giving you,
Hmm.
that we need to be comfortable in that transition period. We can basically, let's put it this way, Jess. If I give a full ride to a freshman and he sits on the bench, that's a killer for me. That's
Yeah.
a killer. I can't afford that. We cannot make those mistakes. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So we have to be sure that if we already give out a full ride in a freshman year, that guy is going to play.
Yeah.
Unless obviously there's some injuries, then that's a different story. But if we feel by talent and ability alone that guy is good to play Division One and deserves a full ride, well, okay, yeah, we give it, but then we bank on the fact that he plays.
Yeah, absolutely.